Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Hi Sumit. Hello guys. So today is another interesting day because we are going to continue with our journey for RCs. So guys, this month especially has been really important considering our VARC preparation because we have tackled and we have taken on such amazing RC passages, okay, wherein we are trying different genres of RC passages, different lengths, different kind of readability, different levels of questions. Okay, and also at the same time, hi Sushri, welcome to the session. Also at the same time, it's important that you're doing this daily practice, right? Because most of the times I see students that they take up RCs probably just once or twice a week or thrice a week, and maybe not even the right level of RC. So here at least I know that you're doing the right level of RCs, and our aim, which is that not a single question in the examination should look new to you or unanswerable to you, is what we are trying to achieve. Okay, so good evening guys. Hello Arpit, good evening. Hi Sushri, Sumit, everyone who's joined in, welcome to the session guys. Chaliye, let's get started. So reading comprehension, I hope that you have tried out the RC passage guys. Okay, if you have tried it out, great. By the way, for those who've joined first time or who would be watching the session for the first time, what do I mean by tried the RC passage? So I usually post the PDF of the RC that we're going to discuss in the classes way in advance on our Telegram groups. The link to the Telegram group is attached in the description box below. You can also just go to my Telegram channel, which is Ritu Dudhoria _ VARC, and you can join that and you would get the PDF every day of the topics that I'm going to take up in the class. So you can go through it in advance. Then, when you come to the session, your analysis would be better and it would be a lot deeper, right? Okay. Hi, Sarita. Welcome to the session. Hello, Rahul. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Hello. Namaste, Rahul. Good evening, Sia. आप कल नहीं थे क्लास में? I hope you're doing good. Right? Chaliye guys, let's get started. Okay, so this is this initiative that we have done, wherein all you have to do is fill up the Google form. मतलब एक form attached है, link उसका description box में attached है, and you just have to go through you just have to fill up the topic that you want us to go through with you. मतलब आप चाहते हो कि हम उस topic पे free class ले, topic का नाम mention कर दो and we will arrange a class on it. Okay, is it Sia? Is it under your own name? I don't know. I will check. Session के duration में या बाद में I will check because it didn't come up. No, I haven't received anything yet, Sia. Just check. Have you sent it to me? I guess it's not under your name then. Okay, why? What happened? Okay. Yes. GMAT, there's something called as a GMAT club, but GMAT RC passages, the most verified source for that, Sushri, is of course the GMAT verbal review. Okay, so you can subscribe to that and you can go through the GMAT verbal review. See, I don't see your message. Okay, up. Just tell me if you've used a different alias or a name, or where have you put across that message? No, I haven't received it. Telegram पे. Okay, I will check. एक बार वापस अभी एक message डालो, so that will pop up hi on my screen and then I would get to know. Okay, चलिए, let's get started. Okay, so today's RC passage, guys, is slightly different from what we've been doing so far, because so far we've been taking up more psychological passages or sociological passages, humanities-based passages, scientific passages. Okay, hi Saurav, welcome to the session. This passage is a little different because, first time we are going down this genre, and of course the questions are important as well. So let's have a look at this. Okay, chaliye. The numbers on petrol pumps are flicking faster, with a barrel of Brent crude changing hands for $125 and petrol edging towards $4 a gallon. In America, the current tightness of world oil markets is all too apparent to motorists. Okay, so it's basically an indirect way of saying that petrol के prices बढ़ चुके हैं, which shows कि world oil markets काफी tight है. Surely then they would rejoice at the possibility that another source of crude might soon start gushing and push prices down. So अब ये question mark है. Okay, so please notice the nature of each paragraph, because they can ask you what is the function of each paragraph. So function of ये paragraph है, they pose a question. So they should rejoice at the possibility that another source of crude, क्योंकि petrol काफी मतलब high, you know, the prices are really high. So if there's another source which is probably, you know, which is available, which will start gushing, मतलब जिसका supply भी abundant है, which would push the prices down, people should be happy. You know, of course, they've got a cheaper alternative. So लोगों को खुश होना चाहिए. Not if that new supplier is America's strategic petroleum reserve. Not means what? Not rejoicing. They are not rejoicing, or they wouldn't rejoice. Why? Why wouldn't they rejoice? They're getting a cheaper alternative. They should be happy. Happy क्यों नहीं है? Not if that new supplier is America's SPR. Now why again? SPR ने ऐसा क्या गुनाह कर दिया? You know, what have they done wrong? The SPR holds 7 million barrels of the black stuff in vast underground caverns strung along the Gulf of Mexico. Set up in 1975, okay, after a succession of oil crises, it is intended as a buffer against economic meltdown in times of national emergency. It has been tapped after the wars in the Persian Gulf and the devastation wrought by the Hurricane Katrina. So, एक reserve है, okay, it's just a reserve. Okay, it's basically a buffer against economic meltdown या कोई national emergency, मतलब कोई crisis आ जाता है तब वो use होता है. Crude is basically like your raw crude oil बोलते हैं ना, मतलब कच्चा तेल. So that's basically crude. Okay, I didn't get you, Sushri. Hello Ritik, welcome to the session. No problem, join in. Barack Obama is plainly tempted to dip in again. अभी भी shortage है, world oil markets काफी tight है. So Barack Obama is thinking कि वापस ये SPR को ये reserve से petrol लिया जाए. Okay. The election is approaching. Drives are grumbling. And his opponents are coming up with fantastical plans to drive down petrol prices to as little as $2.5 a gallon. So elections are coming. Why is he tempted to, you know, tap that reserve again? Hi Shraddha, why is he tempted? Because of elections. You know, and his opponents are like fantastical plans, मतलब such impractical plans, या you know ऐसे ऐसे मतलब दावे कर रहे हैं, ऐसे ऐसे fake या fake हो real हो, that's different, but they are making such promises कि we will, you know, bring down the prices to $2.5 a gallon, etc. And he is right now at $4 a gallon, so he is tempted कि I will again tap this reserve. After meeting Mr. Obama last week, David Cameron, British Prime Minister, said that they had discussed releasing oil from strategic stockpiles. तो ये जो stockpiles हैं उनके पास वहां से लेंगे. Mr. Cameron has no such oil lake to call his own, but his support would provide some political cover if Mr. Obama decided to release oil from SPR without backing from the International Energy Agency, the Rich World Oil Club, and supposed custodian of the world's strategic reserves. So Obama wants to take that oil, okay, from that reserve, but he needs support. Right? He needs a political cover. मतलब वरना controversy हो जाएगा. People would start blaming him. The opponents would start blaming him. So he needs political cover. So whose support has he taken? He has taken David Cameron's support. That's all. This is the... So you can just analyze each para. That's all. The IEA's likely opposition. So the IEA would not support this move. It was opposing this move. Why Mr. Obama should leave the SPR alone? The purpose of the SPR is to dampen the effects of catastrophic supply shocks, not to ease a president's political difficulties. ये तो वो political motive से कर रहा है. That is not what the SPR is meant for. It is meant for catastrophic supply shocks. What is catastrophic? A huge disaster. Something like a hurricane or a war. You know, it is meant for those purposes. No such shock has happened. Oil is expensive because of anemic supply and soaring Asian demand have led to an unusually tight market. So a series of smallish supply disruptions, including sanctions on... Okay. So basically this is saying what is the reason? What is the real reason? Okay. So maybe what they just want to say, it's not a huge catastrophe or it's not a huge disaster. ये मतलब छोटे से, he's using the word smallish supply disruption, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत hiccups आया है बस. It's not like a huge catastrophe कि you tap on that reserve. Okay, hello Rakesh. Yes, this would probably come under the economic political lines. Okay. Yet, always focus on the transition words. A barrel of oil is only 15% more expensive than at the start of the year, nasty but hardly a grave threat. And Saudi Arabia, the only country with much spare capacity, has promised to ensure that the world has adequate supplies. So that means कि ठीक हो जाएगा situation. He needn't rush. He needn't do this. But this guy has political motive, so he wants to rush. So that's why so this basically talks about the reason for IEA's opposition. Again, don't try to memorize किस पे sanction लगाया, क्या effect है, कितना % है, 15 है, 20 है. Don't memorize it. Just know that this gives the reason why the IEA is opposing Obama's move. Mr. Obama has, from when it comes to tapping the SPR, in dubious circumstances. Dubious basically means doubtful, shady. Last February, prices jumped when oil from Libya was cut off. Some 4 months after the outbreak of hostilities, started falling again. Reserves were released under the auspices of the IEA at Mr. Obama's prodding. Auspices matlab guidance. So, yeah. So this is basically talking about, like, पहले भी ऐसे कुछ shady circumstances हो चुके हैं when he has tapped the reserves. He should resist resorting to the same tactic this time. तो पहले he has done this, मतलब कुछ shady circumstances हुए हैं, कुछ dubious circumstances हुए हैं when he has gone and done it and IEA को भी influence करके stockpile से निकाला. But now he should resist. So this is the author's personal opinion. So this is very important. Okay, because till now we got to know, okay, the IEA के क्या reasons है, या Obama का क्या reason है, या David Cameron का क्या opinion है. But now here comes the author's real opinion. Okay, he should resist resorting means he should not. Resist मतलब उस temptation को avoid करो, मत करो ये. For 2 reasons. He risks draining reserves while there is a threat that Iran may try to shut the Strait of Hormuz, narrow sea, okay. This is exactly the sort of emergency that would justify. So पहले तो ये first reason है कि वो अभी लोगे तो reserve खत्म हो जाएगा. फिर जब असली ज़रूरत आएगी, जैसे जो ईरान के कारण एक threat दिख रहा है हमको यहाँ पे, तब क्या करोगे, right? Then you would need it. Second, the effort is likely to be ineffective, as the Libyan episode illustrates. The oil price fell immediately after the announcement of a reserve release, but it soon rallied and then stayed put roughly where it had been before. So Libya से इनको सीखने को मिलता है कि they also tapped the reserve. एक बार oil price कम हो गया, but फिर ineffective. Again, it rallied and and it stayed put. Stayed put मतलब same रहा, मतलब high ही रहा. So it's going to be ineffective. The SPR is a useful short-term weapon. It's just a short-term weapon, but a puny one. Puny मतलब छोटा मोटा सा. It's very small. It's very ineffective. तो long-term के लिए ये method effective नहीं है. It's only a short-term measure. Mr. Obama's ambitious targets for the fuel economy of American cars shows that he is intent on encouraging people to switch to less thirsty vehicles. Less thirsty vehicles मतलब जहाँ पे petrol या oil की ज़रूरत कम पड़े. Higher petrol prices, painful as they are, will nudge Americans into doing so even faster. The strategic reserve should be kept for a real emergency. It should not be squandered or wasted for reasons of political expediency. So this says he has an ambitious target, okay, for the fuel economy, but SPR should be kept only for a real emergency, for a catastrophic situation. It should not be wasted. He is doing it purely for political motives, for political emergencies, for political requirements, but it should not be done for that reason. And this is the author's personal opinion. Okay. So guys, is passage mein, if you have noticed it, a lot of students ask me this particular question, ki ma'am, which kind of passages should we select for the examination? Right, I always tell them, see, length of the passages are more or less the same. Topic familiarity is one thing. Second thing, guys, if you see, wherever there are more paragraphs, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 paragraphs. Whenever there are 8, I'm not saying whenever there are 8 paras, whenever there are more paragraphs, you will understand that each para will cater to a different point. और छोटे-छोटे paras है. मतलब repetition का scope कम है. ये बात ध्यान से सुना, okay? This is very important. See, you have observed this passage. We have not skimmed and scanned that much. हमने ज़्यादा skimming and scanning नहीं किया यहाँ पे because there were so many paragraphs. Each para was giving an important point or a new point and very little explanation of that point. सो जनरली हम लोग स्किम एंड स्कैन कहाँ करते हैं, जब ज्यादा रेपिटेशन आता है, जब ज्यादा अननेसेसरी डिस्क्रिप्शन आता है, वहां हमको स्कोप मिलता है स्किम एंड स्कैन करने का या कट शॉर्ट करने का. पर जहां पे ज्यादा पैराग्राफ्स है, ज्यादा पॉइंट्स है, क्रिस्प पॉइंट्स है, the scope of skimming and scanning reduces automatically because you will have to read every para. You'll have to go through at least a little bit of each para to understand what it talks about. So generally जिस पैसेज में पैराग्राफ्स कम है, let's say 3 पैराग्राफ्स है बट लेंथी पैराग्राफ्स है, वहां पे स्किमिंग एंड स्कैनिंग का स्कोप ज्यादा होगा. बट an RC passage where there are more paras which are shorter paras, skimming and scanning का scope automatically कम हो जाएगा because every para is talking about a new point, so you'll have to read it. So that's what we've observed in this passage. So it takes you a longer time to read, okay, as opposed to fewer paragraphs wala passage. So this has taken us a longer time to read because we could not skim and scan to that an extent. Okay, right. So this is one thing I want you to understand from this. So let's start. The focus point of the passage is to state that. Focus point, primary purpose, essence of the text, main idea, central idea of the passage, same thing, is to state that. So what is the main aim of writing this passage? What is the main point which has been stated in this passage? Okay, so come on guys, tell me what do you think? What are your answers? Come on everyone, all of you have joined in. Chaliye, we have done the analysis. Now let's start. Okay, Sia, are you AIM 99 percentile? Are you AIM 99 percentile? Like your alias, your message, you've messaged me, right? You've said. So, आपका alias, is it AIM 99 percentile? Okay. Everyone's going with D. Acha, okay, that's why I thought. Okay, I didn't know that's you. Okay, right, got it. I'll have a look at it now. The focus point of the passage is to state that, okay, D or C में confusion है. Let's go through this. The daring attempt to release oil from SPR has cemented the altruistic attitude of Obama among the Americans. Not at all. Altruistic is something which means selfless. According to the author, Obama is not being selfless. Obama is actually here using it for his own political motive. So it is not at all altruistic according to the author. It is not at all selfless. A gaya. Obama's decision to join hands with Cameron is lampooned by the Americans. Lampooned basically means criticized. Okay, first of all, that's not the main idea. Second, what is the reaction of Americans to Obama and Cameron's joining hands? We don't know. And this is definitely not the central focus. So, B goes out. America's strategic stockpile of oil should be held back for a genuine emergencies. It should be kept for a real emergency. Okay, it's a valid point. It's also justified in the conclusion. D, the fluctuating oil prices can be a great threat to... Guys, I cannot forgive this. Why did you go with D? It's clearly C, guys. Look into this. The fluctuating oil prices. First of all, the oil prices are not fluctuating. The oil prices are high. Okay, fluctuating matlab gitta batta, changing. Oil prices are high. Great threat to world economy. Is it about world economy? Is it about the world? No, the passage is clearly specific to America. Isn't it? And the main focus of the author is not to... Guys, I'm telling you this. ओके एक मेथड ऐसे करो, रिवर्स करो. जब भी टाइटल का क्वेश्चन आए सेंट्रल आइडिया, yesterday also I think most of you went wrong with the central idea question. ऐसे करो कि if this was the brief given, would this be the passage that you would have written? सपोज एक ऐसे राइटिंग का टॉपिक दिया है मैंने आपको, 4 टॉपिक्स दिए, पैसेज लिख दो. अगर ये टॉपिक होता तो क्या आप ये पैसेज लिखते? नो, Guys, if I asked you to write a passage on fluctuating oil prices can be a great threat to world economy, what would be the content of your passage? You would have spoken about the world economy. Where have they even spoken about the world economy? They have not even mentioned anything about the world. It's specific to America. Okay, and guys, focus on the first and the last para for the central idea. Okay, what is the last? Even if you look at the final, it's about America. It's about the economy of America. It's not the world economy. And the last line clearly says, should be kept for a real emergency. It's going to be ineffective. He should resist resorting to the same tactic. Every para contributes is Mr. Obama, again talking about America, opposition to Mr. Obama's decision. Why is Mr. Obama planning to dip into it? America's strategic petroleum reserve, gallon in America. It's all about America. It's all about Obama's decision. Okay, no, if you're not getting it through going straightforwardly, Arpit, then you go reverse and check now what is the harm. आप देखो कि अगर ये brief होता, तो would you have written this passage? अगर वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी ब्रीफ होता तो आप वर्ल्ड तो मेंशन करते. व्हाई वुड यू हैव यू मेंशन चाइना, you know, other parts of China, India, or let's say other, and have you even talked about world economy पे impact? No. The entire passage is about America and Obama's decision to tap into the strategic stockpile should be resisted and it should be held back for a genuine emergency. Focus on the first para and the last para again. Okay, right. So guys, the answer option here should be C. Chaliye, next one. What does Obama advocate for? A stable fuel economy, stockpiling of crude oil, release of fuel from the SPR, economic use of fuel, lower prices of oil. Okay. Now for this, you will have to go back to the passage and check. So if you get this question wrong, it is because you have not gone back to the passage and checked. You should see stable fuel economy. Okay, so his target for the fuel economy of America, this is where it is. He is intent on encouraging people to switch to less thirsty vehicles. मतलब ऐसे vehicles, no, you have to go back to the passage. ऐसे vehicles and check the keywords. Keywords is fuel economy. Less thirsty vehicles. Ambitious target मतलब his future. What is his advice? Generally advice कहाँ रहता है? Last para में रहता है. What does he say? Less thirsty vehicle. Less thirsty vehicle मतलब वो vehicle जहाँ पे fuel का use कम हो. तो which option says वो vehicles जहाँ पे fuel का use कम हो? Economic use of fuel. Answer option will be again C. Got it, guys? You will have to go back to the passage and check. So understand, every question के लिए आप अपना एक strategy बनाओ. See, that's why I tell you, these kind of direct questions or specific questions do not answer only on the basis of your memory. Please go back to the passage and check. Okay? Is SPR the real solution for fuel crisis? What does the passage say? When they say, like passage say, generally means what is the author's opinion on this topic. Okay? Yes, correct, Saurav. So, is SPR the real solution? What does the author say? He says for two reasons, it is not the real solution. एक reason उन्होंने बोला है कि draining the reserves, he should keep it for a real emergency. And the second reason that he has given is it will be ineffective. So is it a real solution? No, it is not a real solution. Right? That's the first thing. No, it is not the real solution. So yes वाला options हट जाएगा. So no वाले options पे हमको focus करना पड़ेगा. Okay, then no, it is not the real solution. Now, why? It can only substitute for a short period as demand usually will be more than supply. IEA has to sanction the release of oil and they will sanction only 1/3 of it to be used during the crisis. Guys, clearly दिया है. It is only a puny one. Okay, it is only a short-term weapon. So that's why your answer option will be B. Correct. Wonderful. Got it? Again, what did we do? We went back to the passage, confirmed our answer. You should always have a line to support your answer. If you don't find that line to support your answer, that means your answer is wrong. Okay, so always look for a line to support your answer. What is mentioned as a right situation to depend on SPR? Right situation, ऐसा कौन सा situation है जब हमको SPR, yeah, this is not even mentioned in the passage, correct, 1/3 wala and all of that. So what is mentioned as the right situation to depend on the SPR? What is the right situation? A real catastrophe, right? A real emergency. For example, like the one that he has mentioned, a threat that Iran may try to shut the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow seaway through which 17% of the world's oil passes. Agar Iran ne wo shut kar diya, that is exactly the sort of emergency that would justify using the SPR. That is exactly the sort of emergency that would justify using the SPR. तो एक real situation, एक real emergency वाला situation. Okay, so what is the answer here? Again, it's a direct question. When Iran shuts the strait, right, or the passageway, petrol prices spike up, pushing people to demand more. Other countries request America to help control. Okay, diplomatic relations, smooth flowing diplomatic relations. No, it is clearly said what is mentioned. मतलब ये passage में दिया गया है, यहाँ पे आपको application नहीं करना है, you just have to do fact finding. So this is mentioned or directly given in the passage. What is stated? Again, stated, mentioned as a real threat to any calculation made on oil prices. Come on, try this out. Tell me, what will be the answer here? Come on, guys. This is a call for our masterclass. Chaliye, what is the answer? Frigid means very cold, hostility, enmity. Come on, guys, what's the answer? This is too extreme, right? All the predictions on oil prices depend upon the availability of oil from Saudi Arabia. No, Iran की availability भी important है. So D हट जाएगा. Yes, the answer option is C. Very good. Good answer, guys. It's clearly given here. Oil prices will fall, but it soon rallied and then stayed put. थोड़ा सा dip हुआ, but फिर वापस बढ़ जाएगा. So that is the calculation that the author has used. Correct. Very good. The answer option is C. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful effort. Okay. B देख लेते हैं. The natural oil reserves being diminished at an alarming pace. Okay. This has nothing to do with calculation on oil prices. We are asking you like oil prices का क्या dynamic है. तो oil price, this has nothing to do with the oil price. Okay. It's expected rise. Okay. Look at this. The effort is likely to be ineffective as the Libyan episode illustrates. So using the example of Libya, the author, the oil prices fell, but it soon rallied and then stayed put roughly where it had been. The SPR is a useful short-term weapon, but a puny one set against a long-term crunch between supply and demand. So when you say the effort is likely to be ineffective, that is the expectation that the author bases on the Libyan examples. According to him, वैसा ही calculation वापस हो सकता है. Okay, got it? Clear? No problem, Shivam. I hope you're doing well now. Have you recovered? Did you understand that sort of? That expected is author's expectation. Okay, that he feels that such an example could again resurface, or that such a calculation could again happen. Okay, right. Got it, guys? Chaliye. Okay, so let's stop here for today for YouTube. But I will see you now in masterclass. So, guys, abhi jhat se, I will see you on masterclass. I want all of you to transition there. It's a chota sa class that we will have. We will try out some verbal reasoning questions, okay, para jumble, odd one out, etc. 10-15 minutes class hi hoga. All you have to do is join the masterclass. So uska link description box mein attached hai. Mark your attendance for VARC masterclass. It's free class. All of you can join. So jaldi se transition karo guys. Come on everyone. Our next YouTube class will be on Thursday. So I want to see you there. I'll talk more about the batch offerings and the coupon code in the master class. So jaldi se join in kijiye and I will see you there. I'll meet you there in a minute. Okay. Take care everyone. Thank you so much and I will see you all in the master class. Bye bye guys. Take care.